Today, I'm making Fernando Alonso a 3-time F1 world champion. The Spaniard's last 2 championships seem like a lifetime ago now, and since those championships, Fernando's career very much has been a roller coaster when it comes to how good his car has been.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be
But even now, it's clear that given the car, Alonso has what it takes to shake it up with the top guys in Formula 1. So that's exactly what we're doing today, giving him a car capable of winning that elusive 3rd World Drivers' Championship. Something I'm sure a lot of his fans have been dying for.
Please! Please, with sugar on top! Pretty please!
So we're doing this, of course, inside F1 23's driver career mode. We're going to be choosing to drive for Aston Martin alongside Fernando Alonso, but it's all about the main man. 98 rated currently with the personnel upgrades Aston Martin have, and this is the tricky thing. In the driver career mode, I have no control over the HQ facilities of Aston Martin. I can control things like my own driver perks, which I will be going ahead and trying to maximize by purchasing the R&D boost, because unlike other experiment videos where I've made certain drivers world champions, I am doing this by the book. We're not going to be boosting our R&D, and we're going to see legitimately how long it's going to take us inside this career mode to make Alonso a world champion.
One eternity later.
I mean, I hope it's not going to take an eternity, but you just never know with the F1 game, and also Fernando Alonso's bad luck in Formula 1 sometimes, but hopefully with us on his side, we can do this. Now, of course, starting off in this career mode save, Alonso coming P9 in the Aston Martin. Of course, the McLaren's got a patch, so their performances are starting off better than they would have been at the very start of this game when it came out. So this is an okay baseline. We know we expected this. We knew where they were going to be, and as you saw there before we got into Bahrain, we made a couple of upgrades. We're trying to get through the first few to unlock the rest of the R&D tree. And in between Bahrain and the next round at Australia, we obviously earned R&D in the practice programs at Bahrain, so we can now spend those points at... Oh, bloody hell.
This was the banker. This was the one that couldn't fail. This was one that's never failed.
Not a great start and sign of things to come when we're failing literally the starter upgrades on aerodynamics. Like literally, how do they even fail? They cost like 200 R&D points. Anyway, we plow on through, continuing to try and push this car as much as we can within the confines of what we can do. Because like I said, we are doing this by the book, so progress is a bit slow. We have upgraded to get back past Mercedes and McLaren, to get just behind Ferrari. But look at that gulf Red Bull have in the R&D chart. That is going to be difficult to overcome. There is some nice progress, though, with a P7 for Fernando Alonso at the Australian Grand Prix. So maybe even those subtle first few upgrades are making the difference. Further upgrades will come before the Monaco Grand Prix, the place where Fernando Alonso in 2023 thought would be one of Aston Martin's best chances to win a race. Unfortunately, they couldn't manage to do it, and I don't think we will either. But we are getting now to the top of that midfield pack, heading Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, and we are the leading team to now try and bridge the gap to the very dominant Red Bull team. So things are going in the right direction. The car is getting better, and slowly but surely we are going to turn this car into a championship winning machine. You must think at this point, Fernando Alonso, he's got to be pretty darn happy. Oh my god, he's retiring.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
How are we meant to make Fernando Alonso a 3-time world champion if he retires?
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
So now we've got to work even harder to extract performance out of this car, not just to make it better, but to simply convince Fernando Alonso that the rate of improvement is quick enough, that he doesn't need to retire. He can stay at this team. He can win a 3rd world championship, and we're doing that. We're getting closer and closer to
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
In the very next race after he announces retirement, Fernando Alonso suffers an engine failure. He's DNF'd. Oh my, it's so unbelievably ropes. You don't he might even quit midway through the season. So now we need to work even harder to try and bring upgrades to this car, improve the reliability as well, apparently. And now we have got to a stage where Aston Martin, on paper, going into the Italian Grand Prix, are the best car on this grid. This is Fernando Alonso's time to shine. This Aston Martin now has the best engine on the grid. We have the best aero on the grid. We're getting there with the chassis, and we're bottoming out with the speed we've got here at Monza. And Fernando Alonso will come through for P1 at the moment in qualifying. Absolutely unreal stuff. This is his time to start. Oh, for fuck.
Oh, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
Why can't we have any nice things? Look, let's just stay positive. There's still half a chance Alonso could bag his 33rd win today at Monza from P3 on the grid. What's 2 times of 3? 33. And the girl math on that never lies. Alonso looking to make the move on Max Verstappen, who's lost P1 here at the Italian GP. The Ferrari's in P1. Alonso opted to start on the soft compound of tyre, while others on the mediums, and in towards Parabolica on the end of lap 1. Fernando Alonso round the outside and in front of the Italian fans. He's going to get up and steal the P1 away from the Ferrari. Verstappen's close by, but look at that Aston Martin pull, that engine, that drag reduction working well. Verstappen comes back. It's nearly 3 abreast between the 3 different F1 teams. Alonso side by side with Verstappen, and he's done him. He's done him on traction, and he leads the Italian Grand Prix. All he's got to do now is bring this home. Oh my god, he's not even made it on the podium. He's not even on the podium! Oh my god, Fernando. Maybe making you a 3-time world champion is going to be a lot harder than I thought. A lot harder. Oh, mamma mia. Back to the R&D board then for more upgrades on this car. And a reminder, this is all above board using the game mechanics. We're not boosting our R&D, so progress is slow but steady. And we are actually getting to a point now where we're pulling away from Red Bull on the R&D shot. We're clearly the best team on the grid. So clearly, Fernando Alonso should be putting this on pole position and should be going on to win this Grand Prix. Oh, I give up. How have Ferrari done that then, huh? How have they actually done that?
And so the celebrations begin, and well-earned they are indeed.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
So the first season in this career is coming towards an end. Verstappen's wrapped up the championship, unsurprisingly. But we have a regulation change to the chassis and durability. And this may be a good chance to get one over on the entire grid by adapting every single chassis upgrade we've made to make sure we don't lose any pure performance in the R&D chart. All while maintaining our place as the best team on the grid for the remainder of this first season. Not that it mattered.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
With that disappointment, it's time to move on to Season 2 of this career and our bid to make Fernando Alonso a triple world champion. We, of course, re-signed with Aston Martin, but you may remember from earlier in the video, Fernando Alonso announced he was retiring from Formula 1. Well, I have exclusive footage of us reversing his decision.
first booking of the game.
Wowzers, trousers.
Yellow card.
The Uno reverse.
His Uno reversed it. That's a first.
So just like that, we've reversed Fernando Alonso's retirement, and we can continue this journey at getting him a 3rd title. And over the winter break, we've retained our spot as the best car on the grid. We've even grown that with some upgrades over the winter break, adapting every chassis component we could. So surely now we are in a position where Fernando Alonso can start getting pole positions and, more importantly, race wins, because we have still not got him his 33rd win in Formula 1. His last win still stands at that Spanish Grand Prix 10 years ago in 2013. I guess 11 years now technically, because in-game here we're now in 2024 at the Bahrain Grand Prix, this season opener, and Alonso on his 2nd been returned to Formula One after a very brief winter break retirement, is back in our car, and he is looking quick. The car is looking quick, and he is in P1 at the moment. I beg he keeps this.
Oh my God!
He has, yes! Alonso starting the season off with pole position. It's an all-Spanish 1-2 front row lockout there with Sainz in the Ferrari. Now the question is, can he convert this to a race win as we go to 5 red lights and season 2 of this career save is underway. Alonso off pole position, leading the grid into turn 1. His fellow compatriot trying to go around the outside of the Ferrari, giving him a good scrap, but Alonso is surely going to fight this hammer and tong on the exit to try and maintain P1. Meanwhile, behind, it's Mercedes versus Red Bull. Alonso on the inside. The Ferrari's actually just ahead by a whisker, but Alonso and Sainz now banging tyres wheel to wheel as they go into the middle sector. Alonso ferociously dancing this car to what I hope is going to be his 33rd win in Formula One and the start of something special here.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
Honestly, can we just pause here for a second? What on earth is going on at Aston Martin here? How has Alonso not managed to win a race? I'm convinced it's something to do with the strategy whilst this race gets simulated, because it can't be him. He's on top form. He's getting pole positions, and I swear to God, if he can't start to win races sooner rather than later, we are breaking into the Aston Martin HQ to figure out what the hell is going on. We, of course, continue our R&D on this car and bring more and more upgrades. We upgrade our own driver perk for more R&D to help us out, to boost that aspect, to get even more upgrades on the car. And by the time we get to the next Grand Prix, the car is in a very good position. We're almost a fuel spread ahead of Red Bull, from Red Bull down to McLaren. I think definitely so. So surely this is it. This is Fernando Alonso's time. It's not pole position, but it is the front row. Come on, Fernando, as we go to 5 red lights. The Australian Grand Prix is underway, and Alonso has a shocking getaway. No, he's had a mare. He's lost positions. He's down to 3rd place. It's a McLaren 1-3. The Ferrari's in 2nd. Oh, bloody, bin it now. How's he down to 4? Yes! Finally! Race win number 33 is ours. Fernando Alonso is a race winner again in Formula One. El Plan begins right here, right now. Let's do this. Come on. Alonso on the top step of the podium for Aston Martin. And this is where things can start to get interesting. Hopefully, he's going to get some good amount of focus, good momentum that we know is in this game, and he'll be smiling away like that with a trophy in his hand many more times this season on his way to a 3rd World Championship. And we continue to plow in upgrades. Look at the rate of progress we're making. We're pulling away from the entire grid, which is even more impressive because in this video, unlike the one where I made Maldonado a world champion or Aaron Barnes, the worst rated driver on the game, a world champion, this has not used any modded in R&D. This is a legit rate of progress for us. We're making strides. This is epic. Oh, what? Even though our car is that much better than everyone else, Lando Norris has somehow managed to win the Monaco Grand Prix. I mean, Alonso only 1.4 seconds behind him, but that is a bit surprising. How good do we need to make this car relative to the other teams to guarantee Alonso simulated race wins every time? I mean, he's not Latifi from last year when I made him a world champion. He's not Maldonado. He's not Aaron Barnes. Surely he's high enough rated that at this moment in time, he can get simulated wins with how good his car is. Well, it turns out that was just around the corner. El Plan is now fully in force. Fernando Alonso bags the sprint and the full GP win at the Austrian Grand Prix, and he's never looking back. The time is now. An 11-year wait between win 32 and 33, but no more going forwards, because he bags his 34th win, his 35th win at the British Grand Prix, his 36th win at the Belgium Grand Prix, and his 37th win at the Italian Grand Prix. Austria, Silverstone, Spa to Monza. It's 4 wins in a row for Fernando Alonso and a commanding lead in the Drivers' World Championship. The time is now. Fernando Alonso can mathematically win his 3rd World Championship at the Japanese Grand Prix quite nicely, as that's the real-life Grand Prix coming up for us in Formula 1 this week. But it's not going to be a given, because going into Suzuka, look at the entire grid. They've all made quite a few upgrades, and they've definitely bridged the gap compared to what it was back at Silverstone and Austria, let's say. Can Alonso get this over the line? Quite fittingly, it's 2 of the veterans in Formula 1 going toe-to-toe for this World Championship. Fernando Alonso leads the standings from Lewis Hamilton, who has to try and win this race to stop Alonso securing his 3rd world title. Hamilton on pole. Alonso, it looks like he's not even turned up to the grid sequence today, but he's in 2nd place alongside him. This is set to be a classic. A title decider at Suzuka is F1 heritage, as we go to lights out and we're underway for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hamilton covers off Fernando Alonso to the inside. Alonso nearly overtaken by George Russell. He has to keep 2nd place. He does keep 2nd place and keeps his foot in and keeps on chasing after Lewis Hamilton as we come through the last couple of corners of lap 1 on to lap 2. Alonso wants to get this move done early, you sense, and just control it from the lead.
Now, this is one of the best opportunities he's had all race long. Does he dive to the inside? Fernando Alonso fights his way through, gets past Lewis Hamilton,
and into the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix, and the Spaniard is not looking back. He's going to go on to become a 3-time world champion. We have done it. We have won. Fernando Alonso, that elusive 3rd championship, so many years after his 1st and 2nd, and he's done it in some style, going toe-to-toe in a title decider with one of his old rivals, Lewis Hamilton. That is job done as far as I'm concerned. Guys, if you have enjoyed the video, then be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.